and welcome to the 26th annual tailgate party here at Forest Hills. I am so excited for this evening. My name is Kim Hostetler, and in just a moment, I'll be taking you on a little tour of all the fun festivities that you see behind me. So today is not only the annual tailgate party, but it is a very, very special day here in Ranger Country, and that is because this evening, right before the football game against the Richland Rams, we are going to be rededicating the Forest Hills Fieldhouse to Donald G. Bailey. Mr. Bailey has given so much of his time, his life, many, many years to this school district, not only as a teacher, but as a part of the administration and even superintendent for a few years. So, come on with me. We are going to see what all the fun is about. Let's go. And our first stop is the Junior Senior High Spirit Club. Girls, introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Emily Myers.
I'm Amy Smith.
All right, and so what are we selling here this evening?
We have some t-shirts, some pins,
Glow sticks.
and then the cat's meow of the field house.
Hey, is everyone familiar with the cat's meow? It's sort of like a little wooden model, I guess, of the Donald G. Fieldhouse, right? So what do you think here, girlies? Let's see here. Excellence is the tradition. If I recall correctly, wasn't that Donald Bailey that coined that whole phrase for our motto here for Forest Hills? As a matter of fact, I've got mine on. I have mine on as well. Yes, so, oh, and look at him. He has my, here, tell me.
I have mine on too.
I think you look so handsome in that yellow shirt. Actually, tonight is gold out night, right, girls?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Yep. Thank you so much. I hope you sell a lot. Did you guys see this pin? Let's get a real close-up of this pin right here. Check it out. Only $10, correct? Yes, very good. All right, ladies, thank you for joining me. Have a great night. Go Rangers!
Go Rangers!
All right, with me right now is Mrs. Claudine Uhas. She is not only our junior senior high school nurse, but she is a mom of a band member, right?
Yes, I am. Xavier Uhas is my son, and he's a senior this year, and he's the drum major.
Oh, fantastic. Wow, how fast they grow. Isn't it crazy?
It is crazy.
Wow, so what are we doing here, Claudine? Tell us all about it.
We have walking tacos for the band. They're $6 each. We also have strawberry lemonade, handmade, $3 each. And I think that's about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, that strawberry lemonade looks absolutely delicious and refreshing. It is a perfect night for tailgate, and it looks like you have a huge lineup here.
We feed all the band kids, and then we sell the rest. And the band kids get the meal for free.
Oh, that's sweet. Look at that, and check out their shirts too. What is the theme this year?
This year's theme is like a pirate theme. It's the pirate shanties. You'll notice the guard is dressed like pirates. They twirl the pirate flags and the swords. And the drum major has a parrot on his shoulder. The drummers have like the red hats on with the earrings, the pirate look going on.
Fantastic. And actually, obviously, I've been to a few home games here, and the band looks awesome. It always does. They sound great. They look great.
Very hard with the band kids and everybody else that helps out.
Yes, yes.
The kids just love it. They have a ball.
Well, it's very obvious. Fantastic. Well, I hope you sell a lot this evening.
We usually sell 50 pounds. Ground beef.
Wow, that's crazy. Fantastic.
All right.
Thank you.
Have
Claudia.
fun. See ya.
Joining me right now is Mr. Eric Smith, and Eric is the coach, advisor, what would we call it, of the robotics team here at the Junior Senior High. Eric, we've done many, many tailgates. This is the 26th annual tailgate. This is the first time I've seen your crew out here with all of their equipment all set up. Tell us about it.
Well, it was this week, and we were talking about fundraising, and we got the bright idea of maybe having an opportunity to have the kids drive around and experience the robotics without really committing full to the robotics, and maybe gain a little bit of interest, and hopefully recruit some more kids to participate. So.
Well, it definitely seems like it's working, because as I was waiting to speak with Eric, there was a young man here asking questions. Hey, how can I join? You know, I'm involved in marching band. I'm involved in this. Can I do this?
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge, is coordinating with other clubs. And a lot of kids that want to be involved with everything, and sometimes they have to make choices, but we try to work with other clubs to make it work for everyone. So
I'm going to step aside. I wish we had some people here doing some things. Maybe the boys can step up and check it out. Yes, let's see what's going on, boys. That is really, really neat. What a wonderful idea. It's sort of a win-win situation. They earn some money and also hopefully gain a few more members of the robotics club. Fantastic. All right, we are down at the very end of the tailgate party, but we saved the best for last, right? So these are all members of the cross-country team, boys and girls. What are we offering here, kiddos?
Tattoos, face paint, hairspray,
hair tinsel, and hairspray.
Fantastic. They're doing a beautiful job. Look how cute. Are these your grandchildren, Mr. Hunter? Look at those cute little outfits with the footballs and leopard. Beautiful job, kiddos. Who's going to win tonight? Oh, can we have a little more excitement? Oh, boo. All right, kiddos, good luck. All right, I'll tell you what, the sweet smell drew me into this area right here. This booth or tables are sponsored by National Junior Honor Society and National Honor Society. And with me right now are, you can say your name.
Mrs. Wenzel.
Caitlin Handel,
Mrs. Pat.
Lakin Killinger.
All right, and I'll tell you what, oh my goodness, there are bees. But check out all of this cotton candy. Get a good shot in there.
It's so hot right now.
Wow, we've got different colors. So what will all of your proceeds go towards?
So we do a Christmas event for the school every year in December. So we'll be using those for the Christmas program. We also we're going to plan a trip this year, so I think that's on our goal. We do some community service and outreach as well, so we make some charitable donations.
Fantastic. What about the trip? I'm curious now.
We're thinking Pittsburgh, but we don't really know yet. Depends on who will take us, and if we can get buses and all of that. But
well, there are so many fun things to do in Pittsburgh, so I'm sure that is a wonderful choice. And wow, I wish you all the best here with making your cotton candy. It is a very sticky job, and this bee really wants some. Look out! Look out! All righty.
I'm sorry.
Wrap them up in there. No one will never know. It's just like Shrek, whenever you got like the spider webs in the tree. Oh, that's great. Good luck there, Tony. Thank you. All right, joining me right now is a very busy Mrs. Diana Hupkovich. She is the head coach of the Forest Hills rifle team. And as you can see, she's putting in these beautiful, what do we call these? What, tinsel? What is it? Hair tinsel. Wow. That looks like a really difficult job, Diana. Tell me about it.
Well, it's a little time consuming. Of course, you use YouTube to figure out how to put these in, but they're great because you can wash your hair, you can curl your hair, and they look very nice.
They look beautiful. I love the green and gold. I don't know. I might have to come back and get some in there. That's really cool. Beautiful. So what is your money going towards?
For the Varsity Forest Hills rifle team.
Anything in particular?
Always equipment, and so the kids don't have to fundraise themselves.
Fantastic. Well, I wish you all the best. I hope you raise a lot of money, and you look gorgeous, honey. Okay, joining me right now are the Vitezes and also Mrs. Pramick. Of course, their boys all play for our football team. This is the football boosters. Tell me what you're selling tonight.
We got some bubble tea. We got strawberry, peach, and blueberry. You can get it with iced tea or Sprite for $5. And then we got the fashion bracelets in our fall colors and Halloween colors, and they're 2 for $1.
That's a good deal.
We also have coupons. These are the coupons the boosters are selling, and they're what are they? They're $20.
$20 discount cards, tell them.
Yeah. So you guys can get free stuff from Dairy Queen, Fox's, Advanced Auto Parts, and then on the back, of course, there's a bunch of other stores, and then you can go online and even save on stores online.
Get out. That is fantastic. I love it. That is wonderful. Well, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of really beautiful bracelets. I really like the football ones right there, I must say. And the bubble tea, that's got to be a big hit. It's got to be. I mean, fantastic. So, I hope you all sell lots and lots. I will definitely be back. I have to get at least a football bracelet, you know. Fantastic. Well, best of luck. Oh, check it out. Check it out. This is a high quality bracelet right here, buddy. Yes, yes, love it. Nice to see you all. All right, so I was just strolling along through the tailgate party, and this fine young man, Dane, stopped me and said, "Hey, you want to interview me?" Sure. So what do you have to say here, Dane? What brings you to the tailgate party?
Let's go Rangers, and make sure you buy some glow sticks over there.
Oh, we visited the glow sticks before, yes. You're exactly right. Those are lots of fun. What's your name, honey?
Gabe.
All right. And how about you?
Joey.
I knew you were a Raptosh, right? Sure, you sure can.
Go Rangers and win the football game.
Yes, most certainly.
Let's go Rangers.
Yes, let's go Rangers. Woohoo! Yay! All right, and last but not least, we have with us, tell me who you are.
Suzanne Sackmar.
What's your name, honey?
This is Caroline.
Caroline?
Amelia.
Are you both Sackmars? You wouldn't happen to be the daughters and the wife of Mr. Sackmar? No. Oh, and look who's right there. Who's right behind. There's Mr. There's Daddy watching you. So tell me, what are we doing here? What are we selling? What's happening?
Amelia, you want to tell her?
We're selling foam fingers, tattoos, pom-poms, and hair glitter.
And who's it benefit? Our flag football cheerleaders, our sideline cheerleaders.
Oh, I think that is fabulous. And you know what is this? I love this. I love this going on. Can you get a nice close-up of this glitter in the hair? That's beautiful. And show us the finger. There we go. Love. And your pom-poms. I don't know. I think I need some pom-poms. As soon as I'm done doing this stuff, I'm going to have to come back and buy some pom-poms because I am all about the sparkle. Yes, I love it. So who's going to win tonight, sweetie?
Hills.
Go Rangers! Ah, there you go. Look out. She's eating the microphone. Well, have a wonderful time. Thank you for joining me. And that about wraps it up here for our tour of the 26th annual tailgate party. In just a little bit, I'm going to be interviewing Mr. Scott Lashinsky and Mr. Jim Lashinsky. They are going to be our announcers for tonight's game against the Richland Rams. So I'm going to go grab some sparkly pom-poms. I have to go back. What else did I say I was going to get? Oh, a football bracelet, and of course, lots of yummy, yummy food. Thanks for joining me, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Good evening, everyone. We are here at the Forest Hills football field, G.H. Miller Stadium, with Mr. Donald Bailey. Tonight is a very, very big night for Mr. Bailey as we are dedicating the Forest Hills Fieldhouse and renaming it to him. Mr. Bailey, you have had such a tremendous impact, not on just football, but on the entire Forest Hills School District. We are so proud to have you with us tonight.
Well, first of all, it's a pleasure being here, and it's certainly an honor to have the field house named after me. I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful for this honor. The thing about this honor is it's not just about being the football coach, it's about being an educator, being a part of the community, and all those things were included in the last 50 years that I've been here in the district.
With me is my son, who was one of your players many years ago, Scott Lashinsky, and he has so often expressed different sayings that you have had as a coach that have influenced him over the years. Scott, can you impart any of those?
I will try. It's an honor for me to be standing with two of the most respected men that I have in my life personally right here with my dad and Coach Bailey. And just the other night, Coach Bailey, at my 5th grade practice, I said, if they throw you the ball, you got to catch it, which I heard a lot as a young defensive back. back in the day. But Coach, you've changed the landscape here. You know, and I'm sure you'll give credit to many others, but what a night to have it change one final time and have your name as the wind aproposly blows the curtain up there displaying the name of Donald G. Bailey Fieldhouse. And you touched on the things that are so important besides football. So let me bring it back to football, because that's what we're here to celebrate tonight. You know, for so many years we watched the Bailey Bowl, and now it's your son against the green and gold blood that you still bleed. Any thoughts on the game or the emotions that you might have tonight?
Well, it's a two-tiered sword. You know, I don't like to see Brandon lose, but if he has to lose, it's to beat a Forest Hills.
That's fair. You know, what's funny is the two head coaches, besides one being your son, both of them were outstanding quarterbacks who both played for you. And with Justin Myers coaching the Forest Hills Rangers and your son Brandon Bailey, it's almost come full circle back to you. Somehow it always seems to come back to Mr. Donald Bailey.
Well, I would just like, part of my speech tonight is that both of the coaches on opposite sides of the field were outstanding quarterbacks that played at Forest Hills back in the early 90s. And as some of the people I've talked to this past week, one of my first quarterbacks was coaching at Rutgers, couldn't be here tonight, and another one of my players, we just talked about the different things of being from Forest Hills and the things that helped us get to where we were and are.
I think we just saw you standing with three or four of your outstanding players. One of them actually was a professional, wasn't it?
Yeah, Joe Jones was the only professional player we had. He played with the Indianapolis Colts. And we're certainly proud to have Joe here tonight. The other two were actually my high school teammates, Pat Walsh and Bill Matsko. We played football, basketball, and baseball together in high school.
And I played against you in high school. And he ran over me.
Talking about those great quarterbacks, I can't help but notice you didn't mention me, Coach Bailey. I was a JV quarterback for some time, and I threw a jump pass that didn't allow me to ever be quarterback again. So I think that was maybe the only mistake you've ever made in your career.
You probably weren't mentioned because I even forgot that you played quarterback.
Many people did. Coach, enjoy your night. Enjoy the dedication of this field house to you and your name. And it is justly done that your name will be there forever.
Thank you again, Scott. Thank you, Jim.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome back, Rangers. We are here with Coach Brandon Bailey from the Richland Rams, and he's coming right out of the ceremony that rededicated the Forest Hills Fieldhouse to his father, Coach Don Bailey. So I'm going to start right in with just asking him about his feels right now and the emotional ceremony that just occurred.
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor for him, and I'm so happy for him. And 46 years working in this school district, 45 as a football coach. Growing up watching him and the relationships he had with those players, and means so much. Even more than the wins. But very exciting night for him.
It is, and I'm sorry, with me is my father, Jim Lashinsky, and we'll kind of turn the tables a little bit now from the emotion of that to what we're here for also is a football game, and that's pretty emotional as well.
Thanks, Scott. All right, Coach Bailey. 4-0 Richland Rams, 2-2 Forest Hills Rangers. Now, I know that last week your leading rusher, Evan McCracken, senior, last year he set the Richland all-time record for touchdowns in a season with 32. But in the game, he was injured and had to leave. Will we be having him on the field tonight?
Yeah, Evan's an outstanding young man and a great athlete. He got hurt early last week in the game against McCourt, and he's practiced this week, and we expect him to play tonight.
That's good. You always want to, if you're going to beat the best, you got to be the best. So we're hoping that we have a real good game tonight. What are you expecting from the Rangers?
On a night like tonight with the gold out and so much festivities, I expect a great effort out of Forest Hills. And, we're prepared. Our team is prepared, but we know it's going to be a great effort. We're going to need to play our best.
You always are prepared. Now, the early part of your career when you were facing your father as a coach, you had a tough time beating him. But I think it was in 2012 was the first time I think that you cracked the nut and beat the Rangers. And it's kind of gone your way since then.
Yeah, I think it was actually 2011, the 2011 season out here. We won. We won. I think it was the opening game of the year, and since then we've had a lot of success. But it's always a great rivalry with two border schools.
I just want to say one thing about your dad. He was a great person to work for as superintendent, and I really appreciate. I'm honored to have known him and worked with him. As a matter of fact, I actually officiated some games that he coached in, and he was always a gentleman. Even though he's intense, he was a gentleman. Congratulations and good luck tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Ranger fans, we're here with head coach Justin Myers before tonight's big matchup with 4-0 Richland. Lots going on in the area tonight with rededicating the field house to Coach Bailey. We got tailgate party. But like Coach Myers just said, when can we play some football? How you feeling tonight, Coach?
I feel good. Our kids are ready to play tonight. They're excited to come out here against a very good team, Richland, and I think we're ready to go.
What are you looking for from Richland tonight?
Richland has a lot of athletes. They're going to put the ball in the air a little bit, but they also run a lot of counters. We have to stop McCracken tonight. He's going to be the tough guy to stop tonight for us.
I know he was injured last week, but Coach Bailey from Richland said that he was ready to go. How about from you? What are we looking for from the Rangers?
We're looking for execution tonight. We're looking for guys to catch the ball, guys to run the ball, and to make plays on defense. We need to win the turnover battle tonight. If we win the turnover battle tonight, we'll win the game.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at G.H. Miller Field for a big Laurel Highlands matchup between the undefeated Richland Rams with a 4-0 record and the 2-2 Forest Hills Rangers. Besides the big game, it's a very special night because the Forest Hills School District has renamed and rededicated the field house in honor of its longtime legendary coach, Donald G. Bailey. Tonight on the field, you'll see hundreds of the players that have played for Mr. Bailey and many, many more in the stands, and countless numbers who could not show up for the game tonight. But there was a very nice dedication ceremony at the field house early this evening, and you can see that the excitement is palpable here at G.H. Miller Stadium. At this time, folks, the PA system at the stadium is announcing several of the past players who have signed up and registered here to honor Coach Bailey. Many, many more who have not registered, but down on the field to pay honor and homage to Coach Bailey. Coach Bailey coached at Forest Hills for 45 seasons. He started when he was 23 years old and amassed 375 wins in those years. He has been inducted into the Cambria County Coaches Hall of Fame, honored by the State Coaches Association, and he basically has been unprecedented. He's been called the Dean of Coaches in the area. And when he retired, he left a legacy at Forest Hills that, of course, will last now forever with the Donald G. Bailey Fieldhouse. The Forest Hills Rangers football team, the varsity football team, has now come onto the field also to pay homage to the former coach, Coach Bailey. You see Pee Wee football players out there in their jerseys and ready to be part of the celebration. Ironically, both head coaches for the Richland Rams and the Forest Hills Rangers were quarterbacks for Mr. Bailey, and the Richland High coach, obviously, is his son, Brandon Bailey. Richland comes into the game with a 4-0 record. Forest Hills is 2-2. Justin Myers, the head coach of the Rangers, also quarterbacked the Rangers under Coach Bailey. This is a very special night. If you can see what the both teams are lined up in a very special tribute to the longtime legendary coach. I've never seen anything quite like this. At Forest Hills, Coach Bailey has coached 503 games. 375 of those were wins and a 75% winning percentage. Unbelievable. When postseason classifications came about in 1985, that's when they started actually having district and inter-district playoffs at advancing to state championship games. Since then, Coach Bailey was a coach for 34 of those years. 17 of those years, he was in those championship games. Coach Bailey was the Tribune Democrat Coach of the Year 5 times, more than any other local coach has been honored. He's had 9 district championships. Coach Bailey is being brought onto the field by our district superintendent, Dr. David Lehman. And in the background you hear the song, "We Are the Champions." How appropriate on the night that Don Bailey is honored here, because he had 9 district championships. He advanced to the state finals 5 different times, to the state Western finals. Went to the state final 1 time, and he lost the game in double overtime to Mount Carmel. That game was played at Mansion Park in Altoona in 1994. Dr. Lehman has brought Coach Bailey to the 50-yard line. He is met there with his son Derek, who also played quarterback for Coach Bailey, and his other son Brandon, who is the head coach, as we said, of the Richland Rams. Of course, besides Coach Bailey being a coach, he was also a teacher and an administrator in the Forest Hills School District. He has served as the superintendent of the school district for 10 years. He was the longest tenured superintendent at Forest Hills. And you can see the warm round of applause, not only from the Forest Hills faithful, but also the Richland fans and the Richland football team. I've had the pleasure to work with Mr. Bailey as a teacher and also as an administrator in the Forest Hills School District, and he was a tremendous mentor and in effect, a boss for me. He was a great superintendent to work for.
Director of Secondary Education and eventually Superintendent of Forest Hills School District. Throughout his tenure in these positions, Mr. Bailey proved to be an exceptional leader, earning the respect and admiration of students, parents, and fellow educators alike. Wow,
his former players lined the field from basically the 25-yard line to the next other 25-yard line, and they're all standing in honor of Coach Bailey.
5 years, he dedicated his life to the sport he loved.
Out of those 45 seasons, Coach Bailey had 38 winning seasons. 14 of those, he had 10 or more wins. And when you think about it, high school football generally is a 10-game season. Of course, when you enter the playoffs, you get a few extras. But to win that many games and have that many seasons with 10 or more wins, quite an accomplishment.
Solidified their place among the region's finest. Throughout his illustrious
In the 1990s alone,
Bailey's team
Coach Bailey won 101 games for an 820.820 winning percentage.
1994, a feat rarely matched by any other coach in the region or state. In fact, the Forest Hills team appeared in a remarkable 17 of 34 district championship games in their classification since postseason tournaments were first introduced in 1985, which is a testament to Mr. Bailey's unwavering dedication and skillful coaching techniques. Under his guidance, the Forest Hills team advanced to the Western Finals 5 times. And in 1994, they achieved the pinnacle of success by winning the Western Final, etching their name in football history.
Coach Bailey actually had one of his former players who entered the pros. Joe Jones was an end for the Rangers, and he went on to play for the Indianapolis Colts in the National Football League.
Central Pennsylvania Chapter's 20th annual banquet in 2017. Beyond the football field and the confines of the school, Bailey's commitment to building a strong community was evident in his instrumental role in founding the Forest Hills Alumni Association. This association serves as a platform for former students to stay connected, fostering a sense of belonging and camaraderie that has lasted long after they graduated.
When Coach Bailey graduated from college, he was immediately hired by the Forest Hills School District and became their junior high football coach. He coached the junior high team for 1 season, and then, as he said, the school board took a chance on a 23-year-old young man and made him the head coach of Forest Hills. At that time, he was the second coach Forest Hills had, and he remained only the second coach he had for the next 45 years.
Dedicating this field house in honor of Mr. Donald G. Bailey, we celebrate a man whose dedication, hard work, and passion left a permanent impact on the lives of countless individuals. His contributions to education, his leadership on the football field, and his unwavering commitment to his community have set an example for generations to come. May this field house serve as a reminder of the enduring legacy of a remarkable educator, coach, and community leader whose spirit will forever live on in the hearts of all who knew and admired him. Mr. Bailey, you embody our signature trademark of excellence is the tradition. Thank you.
A very class act by the Richland Rams as they also honor Coach Bailey.
Board of Education for making the rededication possible. Our board members are Mr. Galen George, Dr. Richard Knable, Mrs. Deborah Petrinick, Dr. Timothy Drake, Mrs. Colleen Wolfel, Mr. Darrell Bodenschatz, Mrs. Karina Long, Mr. Todd Allison, Dr. Brady Hamady. And our superintendent is Dr. Dave Lehman, and our assistant superintendent is Dr. Rob Hill. Thank you.
I think he was
Members of the Forest Hills School Board are out there now to congratulate Coach Bailey. And it's just about time for football. As you see now, we have the Forest Hills Rangers, ex-Rangers football players surrounded by, or surrounding Coach Bailey as they pose for a photograph. There's a whole lot of them there, and there's a whole lot still missing. You figure 45 seasons and maybe average of 40 players a season. What's that, 1,600 players over the years? And quite a tribute to Coach Bailey.
A lot of lives impacted.
Absolutely. And this is the first time you've heard our co-announcer, Scott Lashinsky, because he was down on the field with Coach Bailey as he's addressing his players, and you can see they're giving him a round of applause. It was quite an emotional day for Coach Bailey.
And it's neat to be back up here and kind of look back down on it, with all the players, and it's definitely gets a little bit emotional. We pictured him on the sidelines as he is now. Look at the players huddled around him like he's giving instructions for what to do as you head back out on the field. A little less spit flying right now than there was 25 years ago for me or whatever.
Yes, you were a member of the championship, the Western Championship football team in 1994. I believe you were a sophomore.
I was a sophomore in that team. Just a great experience to be a part of that ride. It was a very senior laden and leader senior led team. But just coming up as a young sophomore, just getting to work out and practice with those guys and go on that ride to the state championship. Kind of set the tone going forward for the expectations of what it took to play here, that was a great experience, and goes down as the best team that Forest Hills ever had.
They certainly went the furthest, a double overtime.
Went the furthest. Right now, you talk to a lot of these other guys out here, they'll tell you they had the best team ever.
I'll bet you they would.
Ranger Nation, let's put our hands together for Forest Hills Rangers!
Here come your Rangers, tearing through the paper. Talk about pomp and circumstance, man. We had it here in Sidman tonight to get ready for this one. Coach Myers alluded to it before the game. He's like, when are we going to play football? Is that happening tonight? Joking that it was almost an afterthought, but don't worry about that. This is not an afterthought. We got two good football teams here tonight to watch.
Richland comes into the game undefeated, 4-0, and they have their star running back, Evan McCracken, back, who was injured last week and did not finish the game against Bishop McCourt, but Coach Bailey has assured us that he is ready to go full force.
Yeah, he's good to go. Evan is, like you said, kind of everything, do it all back as a senior. Senior commit to play at West Point next year as well, which is no small feat.
Oh, last year as a junior, he set the all-time Richland High School touchdown record with 32 touchdowns. 32 touchdowns last year, and he's ready to go again.
Already 50 carries, 318 yards, averaging almost 6.5 a pop so far. And with a long of 63, already 7 touchdowns, and that was with a little bit of a shortened week last week, as we touched on too with the injury. So yeah, he'll be the focal point for our defense to stop. And another key to the game, as you could pretty much say before any football game, is who's going to win the turnover battle. Coach Myers talked about that as well. That's been a little bit of a thorn in our side here in the first 4 games of the season. When we take care of it, we're pretty successful, and when we've given it away, the end result didn't go our way.
And of course, Forest Hills will be relying heavily on their young quarterback as a junior, Nate Cornell, be wearing number 13, and it will lead the Ranger attack. Nate Cornell came on last year mid-season, took over the quarterbacking job, and led the Rangers to some impressive wins at the end of the year, and comes back this year to general the offense.
Yeah, really special athlete. Can run around a little bit back there too. Want to work on the the accuracy a little bit. He's had some drops and things as well the last couple weeks as the Rangers lost the last 2 after winning the first 2. But, yeah, completion percentage down around 49%. Want to see that climb a little bit, and that'll come with play calling and guys hanging on to the ball and him just getting a little more comfortable and accurate as he goes.
They're going to reenact the coin toss at midfield. It was done basically a half an hour, 35 minutes before the game, as per PIAA recommendations. And if I recall, Richland won the toss, elected to defer. Forest Hills will be receiving the opening kickoff.
Captains number 71, Jaden Trentini. Number 75, Zach Spisak. Number 65, Caden Christ. And number 28 is Ben Hartice today, representing your Ranger captains.
The officials are giving them their last-minute instructions, and we get the signal here that Richland has won the toss and deferred.
Seems like it should go a little quicker since they did it already.
I agree. Forest Hills will receive the opening kickoff at the west end of the stadium. Richland will be defending the eastern end zone. Players gather around for last-minute instructions, and usually it's a pregame prayer led by the students before the opening kickoff. PIAA 6-man officiating crew for tonight's game.
All right, we will indeed play football. I'm sure you got to touch on a lot when I was down on the field, but all the ceremonies and dedications, tailgate partying, made for a great night for the community of Forest Hills. But none of that's possible if we're not playing football.
And it's about ready for kickoff.
Yep, has a way of bringing people together, and you can build things around it, but still in the center. This is why we're here. Let's play some ball.
It's a great atmosphere in Sidman for Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, it really is. Been really important, really nice to see our Rangers get off to a start, and a fast start, get some points on the board here on this opening possession. Back deep to receive, we have number 24 is Brady Mays. And I believe Ben Hartice is the other deep man.
Number 7 is kicking off for Richland. That's Noah Ritko. And we are underway in Sidman. A nice long kick taken by Hartice at the 7-yard line.
A good hard run, pushes out towards the 30-yard line, maybe call it the 27-yard line, as a host of Richland Rams special teams players stacked them up there. Here we go.
Ben Hartice returns the ball out to the 28-yard line for the Rangers. 1st and 10 Rangers from their own 28.
Cornell breaks him out of the huddle.
Flanked by Mason Popinchak to his left. Brady Mays dots the I behind him. Got a little jet sweep action here. coming near side. A nice gain, number 22. That's Chase Williamson. Been getting in on the act lately.
Chase has been one of the leading receivers for the Rangers this year.
Yeah, he has. And you can see they're trying to get him involved in the running game as well. A little jet sweep action there. Yeah, Chase up to 254 yards receiving at last check.
He's like the 10th highest 10th highest receiver in the area, and we have a loss there of about 4 yards.
We do, and guess who? It's number 6, Evan McCracken. We talked about him pregame, and it took him 2 plays to get his name announced here at G.H. Miller Stadium tonight, and he just had a beeline on Mace Papinchak. Had a great angle and a good, strong tackle. Brings us to 2nd down and 13.
Wide for the Rangers is Coy Mago. Wide left.
Nice little swing pass out to the flare there to Mason Papinchak, number 30. Gets it up across the 40-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and 8.
Picks up 6 yards before he's pushed out of bounds by number 13, Austin Yardick. Number 24, Cody
Wasn't knocked out of bounds. Close to it. The clock continues to run.
Ball spotted at 41 of the
Forward progress stopped inbounds.
Once again, Coy Mago split left. Number 22 for the Rangers. What is right? That's Chase Williamson. Cornell takes a snap.
Taking a shot deep. Hits Chase Williamson on the crossing route. He's turning on the speed, heading down the near sideline. Go for near the 5-yard line and dragged out of bounds. Inside the 5. There are no flags on the field. Huge 3rd down conversion by your Rangers.
Catch and run for about 56 yards on the play. Ball spotted at the 4-yard line.
Before the Rangers pick up.
Man, that's a big play.
Beautiful pass from Cornell. Hit Williamson in stride, and he cut across the middle. Big gain.
Found another gear then after he caught it, didn't he? Man, we went from 3rd and 8 to looking at a punt to possibly punching one in. Flag coming in from the referee, the white hat behind the play. Usually a sign of
holding.
Yeah.
Usually. Let's see what happens here. They are talking to the Richland captain, and the preliminary signal is a hold. That'll bring the ball back.
Self-inflicted wounds are
tough to heal.
Yes, they are.
That will repeat 1st down. I'm sure they're going to take the yardage on that. We'll have 1st down all over again, and this time it'll be around the 13, 14-yard line somewhere in there. See where they spot it.
Yep, should be about 1st and goal from the 14.
Penalty against Forest Hills. Moves the ball back to the 14. 1st and goal, Rangers from the 14-yard line.
Wildcat formation. A direct snap.
That's the Xander Richardson there, number 5. Nice wrinkle there you see Coach Myers putting in as Xander has some quarterback background in his skill set as well. So you put him back there as a running back and becomes a dual threat.
And he's also one of the leading tacklers for the Forest Hills Rangers.
Yeah, great young player. Look, Xander looks strong. Cornell now with Richardson behind him. Gets a snap and throws a quick slant to the left there, looking for Williamson again, right?
I think that was Coy. Oh, no, that was Chase.
I think it was 22, Chase.
It's a little behind him.
Brings up a 3rd and 11.
3rd and goal, Rangers to the Richland 11.
Little play action, rolls to his right, has a man in the end zone, he comes down with it. Touchdown Rangers, pass completed at number 3, Coy Mago. Great call, great bootleg action.
And Mago did an acrobatic turnaround and got that ball for the first score of the game.
And made a nice adjustment on it there. Talked about getting off to a good start. Can't get much better than that.
That was junior Nate Cornell to sophomore Coy Mago on that connection. And here we have Caden Carpenter to attempt the extra point. Excellent soccer player.
Looks like the Rams may have jumped there.
I think so.
So we'll have an offsides call, move this a little closer, and we'll see if that changes the Rangers' mind about going for 1 or 2.
I think they're going to decline the penalty.
Well, I think they accept the penalty. They just move them closer.
I saw the signal from the coach that declined it, but they didn't want to go for 2, apparently. I think they have a lot of confidence in their kicker. And it is perfect by Caden Carpenter.
Shows you why. Yeah, they just plucked this kid off the soccer team a couple of weeks ago. He's been kicking now for the Rangers. This is his first year as a football kicker, and it just came so naturally. He talked to the Forest Hills coaching staff. They're very excited about this kicking prospect. It gives the offense a whole new dimension with new options whenever you get down into there. The field goal range, you're thinking about, are we going, are we kicking? They have that option now with him. They're very, very pleasant surprise.
A great weapon to have in your bag.
We'll get to watch him kick it deep now and see how he does there. Just about 3.5 minutes into the game. We got a 7-0 Rangers lead. A great start, and we'll see now the Ram offense take the field, keeping an eye on Evan McCracken the whole time, as he is one of the deep men here to receive the kick as well. I would look for Forest Hills and Caden Carpenter to try to kick it away from him and kick it towards the left side of the field here.
Back deep, Richland to receive the kickoff, number 6, Evan McCracken, number 13, Austin Yarnick.
They do keep it away from Evan. But a nice return here out past the 25 to the 26-27 yard line.
That was number 13 for Forest Hills, Austin Yarnick, for Richland, Austin Yarnick with the return. And
Austin's a junior. You'll see him play some wide receiver, defensive back as well. A fairly young Rams offense and team, besides senior running back, Evan McCracken. He will take some snaps at quarterback from what we understand, but the starter back there now is number 8, Grayson Malo. Back out to Yarnick on the left. He's got a lot of room to run for a Ram first down.
Coach Brandon Bailey has instituted a program at Richland that has spotted success for the past several years. You'll notice that they'll come out and go up to the ball without a huddle. Then they'll pause. The players will stand up, look over to the coach for final instructions. Several coaches are giving signals. They all know which one to look to, and they're getting the play call. This is a certain advantage that they could capitalize on.
It's a great system, and it's not something that's done overnight. If you watch the
Pee-wees,
the Rockets, they call, I think their youth team, they have the same system. I mean, kind of scaled down a little bit, of course.
Certainly.
But they come to the line first, and then they get their play. This lets the coaching staff look at the opposing defense, see what they're in, see if we're showing anything, a blitz or a certain coverage, if they can pick up if we're playing man zone. And then, like you said, they look to a specific coach and their signals, make the call. A heavy dose of Yarnick here in the early going. It's freshman quarterback, true freshman quarterback. Grayson Mala is finding some success, just swinging it out to the flats to Yarnick right off the snap.
3rd and a long 2.
3rd and 3, Richland. 47.
Yeah, it's not a hurry-up offense. They hurry to the line.
Right.
But then, to get their signal, it's to have all the time they need.
I think the Rangers
Dive
defense
up the
is
middle.
held.
Boy, they got a great push up the middle there.
McCracken met by the Ranger defense. Short of the line to gain.
Number 66 for Forest Hills led that stop. That was Jacob Yatsky. And Richland apparently is going for it on 4th and 1.
4th and 1. There's that quick pass out to Yarnick. So it looks like they've got a twin set out there, and Yarnick is in the slot. Our outside corner is up tight. Our inside one right now, and this defense is playing off a little bit, and they're just kind of taking what we're giving right now. I think we're probably expecting a quick run up the middle there, and they made the right call.
A lot of confidence in their freshman quarterback.
Again with the ace formation, meaning 2 receivers on both sides, 1 running back.
And it's the same play.
If it ain't broke,
right,
don't fix it.
They'll run that play until it stops.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gaining 4 or 5 yards a pop, why would you do anything else till we adjust? Comes Jaden Trentini back in the game, big number 71. They'll rotate some bodies up front, keep those defensive linemen fresh.
Well, 10 seconds on the play clock. Still plenty of time to snap the ball.
Inside give to McCracken. Gain of a couple, but Rangers are rallying to the football right now.
Evan McCracken is not only a hard runner, he's a fast runner. He is a 2-time 100-meter District 6 champion in a 100-meter dash.
Yeah, just outstanding athlete. So give him the ball again. He bounces it outside. Let's see that district class speed that you were just talking about right there. Man, on cue, he bounces it outside, sticks a foot in the ground, and leaves some Rangers in the dust.
He was gone as soon as he hit that corner. There was no one going to catch him. So with 4 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock, Richland answers 7-6 and will attempt the extra point. Their kicker is number 7, Noah Ritko.
Another good-looking kick.
And
both kickers look good.
Yes.
That kick bounced off the Donald G. Bailey Memorial Fieldhouse. First time a ball's ever hit that fieldhouse.
With that name.
With that name.
So with 4 minutes and 19 seconds on the first quarter clock, the score is tied at 7.
Both offenses having their way early. And you just know they're coming to the sidelines talking adjustments for the next time the defense takes the field. It's so interesting to watch. For example, we saw a heavy dose of Yarnick in the slot, quick pass there. I'll bet you next time it's different. Either, because Coach Bailey wants to change something, or Coach Myers, Coach Brezovic, and the boys make an adjustment there.
It's a checkerboard thing. You're
It
going
is.
to have to adjust for what they're giving you, and you're going to adjust for what they're taking. Ritko has teed the ball up at the 40, ready to kick off.
Again, Mays and Hardtice back deep to receive.
This one goes to Mays, I believe. No, that's Hardtice. Takes a move outside. He's tough to cut down.
He is hard to bring down.
28-yard line.
Pretty similar to where the last drive started.
Let's see if the result will be the same.
Let's hope so.
First and 10 Rangers from their 28-yard line.
First down to 10.
Shotgun formation again. 2 receivers split out to the right. Cornell back to pass. Quick pass out here.
That was number 5, Xander Richardson, on the reception. He's a tough sophomore, as we mentioned. Xander, in his youth days, was an outstanding quarterback for the Forest Hills Youth Program, and they could use him, as you mentioned before, in many different ways.
Yeah, you almost think that role might grow as far as maybe gadget type plays or wildcat formations where he does have the ability to throw. He's thrown several passes already this season. Rangers going on 2 there at the handoff up the right side.
That was Richardson there. He didn't go to the marker. He didn't get the first down yardage. It brings up a 3rd and 1.
Maybe 3rd and short, yeah. Long one, maybe 3rd and 2.
36-yard line.
Hartice and McGo split wide left. Hartice in motion.
Inside handoff to Mason Papinchak, number 30. Fights forward for the Ranger. First down. Patience with the ground attack there. I like it. You get 4 yards every time, you're going to win.
Yeah, Mason came off the game. Mason Pinchak shaken up a little bit.
Yeah.
Slow to get up, and he was coming off holding his chest a little. He got hit really hard.
He did. That was a tough stick, and he jogged off under his own power, of course, but let's hope it's a wind knocked out or something like that, and he's okay. McGo and Hartice again on the left, and Chase Williamson out on the right where he caught that touchdown pass from earlier. Here's Brady Mays, really quick athlete, twitchy runner, but he's bottled up in the backfield this time as the Rangers lose 1 or 2.
Tackle on play by Richland's number 0, Luke Vitale.
Brady Mays, when he was in 5th grade, we had to tell him not to do backflips off of the desks. But in his defense, if I could do a backflip off of a desk, I probably would as well. Just really bouncy, athletic kid.
Xander Richardson on the reception from Cornell. Picks up necessary yards to get to a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and we can call that 3rd and manageable. It's opens up the playbook a little bit for you.
6-7 McCracken. Number 14, Joe McNamee.
Last time they had a 3rd and challenging was when they scored a touchdown pass to Coy McGo. McGo comes split left along with Hartice. Hartice is the wing.
Cornell back. He's pushed out to his right, scrambles and throws it in the direction of Chase Williamson again, but kind of threw it away.
Recent rule change, I think a great rule change has been that if a quarterback in high school is outside the pocket, he can intentionally ground it as long as the pass goes beyond the line of scrimmage.
Beyond the line of scrimmage.
It wasn't like that before, and so many quarterbacks would throw it outside the pocket, and they look to the referee, and there'd be a flag down, and they'd say, "Well, I was outside the pocket." Yeah, but that was a pro rule. Now it's not only a pro rule, but it is now a high school rule.
Yeah, and it's very logical. But yeah, you're right. They'd watch a game on TV Saturday and Sunday, and that was the rule.
4th down, and the Rangers are going for it, or they're going to try to draw them off. Not happening.
Yeah, maybe trying to draw them off sides there.
49
hard count.
Yeah, 49 seconds to go in the first quarter, and I don't think the Rangers are going to want to gamble on giving the ball to Richland in Ranger territory.
In plus territory, no, probably not. We got 4th and 6. Rangers did burn a timeout there, but had Richland jumped, then you're 4th and 1, and then it might be more feasible to try to convert.
Good. What's that? Oh, wow. I went got the. Back to punt for Rangers, number 22, Chase Williams.
All right, the Rangers do go into punt formation. Good snap. A high but short punt. Takes a bit of a Ranger bounce.
Yeah, and settles down around the 32, 33 yard line.
It's about a 25-yard punt.
It's Chase Williamson punting there. Yeah, that one, he got under that one a little bit more than he would have liked.
Well, Richland takes over the ball with 36 seconds in the first quarter, putting the ball in play at the 33-yard line.
Does that one have a ball?
Uh-oh. There's the adjustments.
Yep.
Well, he looked left for that quick outlet pass again. I don't know if he had a grip on the ball or if it was covered.
Turn it the other way. 1 yard gain, Mallet. 2nd and 9, Richland number 33.
Scott, do you need 1, 2? You want the other one?
My odds are better than his. Excuse us, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are back with you here, and that's number 13, streaking down the left sideline, Austin Yarnick. Heavy dose of Austin Yarnick so far in this first quarter, and that will bring the first quarter to a close. Good football game. We got a 7-7 tie game with the Rams on the move.
To recap the first quarter scoring, Forest Hills took the opening kickoff around their own 28-yard line, marched down the field, capped it off with a pass from Nate Cornell to Coy Mago, and Caden Carpenter kicked the extra point at 8 minutes and 28 seconds in the first quarter. At 4:19 mark, Richland retaliated with a McCracken run of in excess of 30 yards, and Noah Ritko kicked the extra point, and we are ready to begin the second quarter with the ball at midfield. Richland in possession, 1st and 10.
Don't have far to travel to flip sides there. Ball right on the midfield stripe.
Officials love that.
Gala kept it himself, put the ball on the ground, though. There's a fight for it.
I think Richland recovered it.
Looked like they did. Boy, that's a golden opportunity missed by the Rangers there.
Number 68 for Richland recovered that loose ball. That was Ethan Janidlo, a 6 foot 219 pound senior. Recovered that and saved the bacon for Richland, temporarily at least.
2nd and 2, Richland. Ranger 42.
Richland puts the ball in play now. 2nd and 2 at the 42.
Just a quarterback straight run up the middle. Can't even really call it a quarterback draw. That's spread you out. No running backs. So you're trying to make the defense thin in the middle and just try to hit them for that short gain. But Rangers were ready.
And after the first drive that the Rams had, you can see how that they expect a play like that to work. They get the ball, they have all their wideouts spread out, and they've been feasting on that short pass to the flat. And so they thought, okay, let's spread them out again, and I'll run it up the middle. Didn't work that time.
Yeah, every play is built to set up another play. Got him bottled up. Can they bring him down?
Yes, but not until first down yardage is gained.
That's Evan McCracken on the tough run, getting the tough yards.
They'll put the ball in play at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. That series netted basically 10 yards. They start at the 50 and then put the ball at the stripe at the 40.
Same formation. Yarnick again. Rangers are ready this time. Looked like they were playing off with that soft cushion that we saw in the first quarter. Great closing tackle there. I missed the number. Anybody?
No, I didn't see it, but when
that might be 21 time ago that came in there. I want to give credit because I love that closing speed. Yep. Get confirmation there by Stadium Address announcer Mr. David Zidell that was time ago. So yeah, they're looking for that now, and you just got to come up as a corner and be a short tackler. Tough to do out there in space.
Yes, it is. You would know.
Yes, I would.
That was your position.
Inside handoff to McCracken. He just slams on the brakes and stops on a dime. Decides to take the first hold that he came to, cut it up for a 5-yard gain.
As we said, McCracken is committed to go to, is it the West Point?
Yes, it is.
And he's a 5'9", 190-pound senior. Last year set the all-time Richland record for scoring touchdowns in a season with 32. Almost an unbelievable number.
It's hard to fathom that number. See, here's where we're talking about setting something up. This was a double pass design. They didn't get it off. Yarnick's making something out of nothing, though, and turns a negative play into a positive, but short of the line to gain.
Chase Williamson, the defensive back for the Rangers, had the play downfield covered. In case they did get that pass off as was intended, he wasn't fooled. He had his man down there and was right with him.
As we noted a moment ago, every play is built to set up another play, so it's a heavy dose of quick pass, and then all of a sudden it's 3 yards deeper in the backfield, setting up the double pass. Great strategy, but great recognition and response from Forest Hills.
Jude Magora is split wide left for Richland.
And a big cushion given to him as well right here on 4th and 8. Little back shoulder throw to the right side. Almost completed to number 9. That's Arnold Magera.
So Forest Hills will take over on downs. The defense stiffens and holds tight. And Forest Hills will take over the ball at the 37-yard line. 38.
Great stop. Great little chess match going back and forth there with some play calling and almost recovered a fumble. Ultimately, though, we do get the stop with pretty good field position. 1st and 10, our own 37.
They only gained 13 yards in that possession and 7 minutes 41 seconds remaining on the second quarter clock. As Cornell gets the ball, hands it to Xander Richardson.
He's got room. He finished that play.
Yes, he did.
Great run off to the left side, Xander Richardson. It looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Arnold Magura made the stop, but he paid for it. Xander Richardson lowered the boom, and
that's credit to Magura, the corner, too. Sometimes that's all you can do. speed bumps slow you down as well.
And Magora is only a freshman for Richland. 6'3", 176 pounds.
Stand in front of that speed coming at you, that's not an easy thing to do. But hey, great run. Inside handoff again here.
Quick handoff to Ranger running back number 30, Mason.
Gain of
Popinchak.
3. That's Mason Popinchak back in the game. Nice to see he's healthy.
Yes.
Tackled by Richland's number 14, Joe McEnany. Mason gains 3, 2. Ball spotted just inside the 40. 2nd and 8 Rangers.
Very nice crowd here tonight at G.H. Miller Stadium. Both sides have plenty of spectators. Fans are all over the place. The end zones are full.
Yeah, you got
West end
a
zone.
border battle here with 2 neighboring schools. Always fills up the place, and you have all these other things bringing people to the stadium tonight. Great atmosphere.
Xander Richardson on a run up the left tackle, maybe held to no gain right there. Brings up 3rd down and a long 7.
Gain of about a half yard. Ball spotted just inside the 40. It's going to be 3rd and 7 Rangers.
I look for the Rangers to go to the air on this play. Let's see.
I would agree, as we got trips out here to the near side, the home sideline. Now we'll motion Williamson into the bunch.
Good hard run by Chase.
Really hard run. Running inspired tonight.
He picked up necessary yardage for 1st down, and Forest Hills will move the sticks.
It's just a wide screen pass. It's an extension of a running game because he motioned behind the 2 receivers that were, served as lead blockers for him then. They got a piece of their guy. He finished the rest himself. Good play, new set of downs.
1st and 10 Rangers from Richland from 31.
They're ready for Xander that time as he stopped for no gain, maybe a loss of a yard.
On 1st down, handoff to Ranger number 5, Xander Richardson. Met at the line of scrimmage by Richland's number 53, Clam Pescatella.
Closer you get to the end zone, the tougher the yardage becomes, it seems.
Defense bows up. Don't have as much room to operate.
Only 4 seconds remaining on the play clock. They called Forest Hills had to burn another timeout.
Burn one. Okay, so 2 timeouts spent, 1 remaining here. 4:27 to go before the half. Could be costly.
To be a little confusion on the part of the Rangers as they came up to the line of scrimmage, and rather than eat the 5 yards, they thought they'd burn a timeout.
Yeah, at this point, if you don't have the play in, I mean, you have to call it. You're in scoring range here. You got to get the right play in.
Yeah, and it's worse to have a snap where the players aren't on the same page, and a turnover or something negative can certainly follow.
Yep.
Forest Hills excavating. Fox's Pizza Sidman. Gap Backs. Jeff and Bree Cooster. Kuipers Classic Subs. Laurel Highlands Construction Supplies and Rental. The Longbarn Incorporated 2. Bart and Michelle Ritz. Matthews Tattoo and Body Piercing. Ray's Lawnmower Sales and Service. RLK Trucking.
All right, with 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the first half, Forest Hills has the ball, 2nd and 11 at their 31-yard line. Scores tied at 7.
Thank you to all this evening's game day sponsors.
Cornell in shotgun, drops back to pass, taking a deep shot down the right sideline. He's got a man.
Xander Richardson just out of his fingertips.
Just out of the reach of Xander.
A nice ball headed down to the corner.
Yeah, I like the shot play. Looking at the coverage, it's single coverage. Receiver corner out on an island there. Had him beat. Just tough drone catch to make.
Oh, yeah. That was no more than a foot off the mark. And that's a long way to throw a ball in that accurately.
Absolutely. If it was easy, everybody do it. All right, now we got 3rd and 11. See if we try to get a chunk of it back here and look at 2-down territory or get it all. Back to deep again. He is under duress. Now out of the pocket. Can he get it back to the line of scrimmage?
There was a receiver there. Anyway,
there was a receiver in the area, yep.
It wouldn't have mattered. He didn't intentionally ground it. And number 0 for Richland, Luke Vital. Vital
yep.
Almost intercepted that ball. Diving attempt, but I think he would have been out of bounds anyway had he caught it.
Yeah, great coverage, though, and great pressure from the Rams there, forcing Cornell on the run.
You know, we talked before about their weapon with Caden Carpenter. They're at the 32,
not here.
42.
No.
That would be a 50-some yard attempt. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. However, you're kind of in no man's land.
Exactly.
Your last punt wasn't the best adventure you've ever been on, so we're going to take a shot here. Pressure up the middle, eludes it, and the ball comes out a little funky. I don't know if it was tipped. Pass then intended for number 13. No.
22, Chase Williamson.
Yeah, thank you. Chase Williamson, who was 13 on the coverage. Yarnick from Richland. Was the ball tipped on the throw?
It looked
just
like
come out funky?
It did. Well, there was Cornell did a great job sidestepping the first rusher, and then he had to throw off his back foot and off balance. I'm not sure if it was tipped or not by the second man coming in, but regardless, it brings up a 1st and 10 on a turnover for the Rams with 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the first quarter. The first half. And the Rams come out, and they're all standing there looking at the coach for the play. They don't huddle.
Coach Bailey a little upset with some confusion happening now on his sideline as well, and they're going to have to burn their first time out of the half.
As you mentioned earlier, the Richland program, they have it set up so that their junior varsity runs the same schematics, the same kind of no huddle. Their junior high runs it. They institute it down in their elementary school where they, as you said, a watered down version of the same type of offense. So by the time they come up to the high school, they've got the system at least in mind, if not down pat.
Exactly.
And Coach Bailey fine-tunes it with them, and obviously they've had outstanding success. The last several years they have been the class of the teams in the football area.
Yep, truly has established a great program, and the trickle-down effect all through the system makes kids hungry to be a part of it right now. Oh boy, he gone.
Yeah, that's McCracken, and he's just...
Yeah, he's different. Inside, and we've been able to tackle him a couple, sometimes tonight, and stuff, but if he gets that crease, and I mean a sliver, if you're even, he's leaving.
He is a special young man. His speed is remarkable. That was a 68-yard touchdown run right up the gut.
It's just, the acceleration. It's fun to watch a special athlete like that. He's on the field with a lot of other good athletes, and he still jumps off the field to the naked eye.
And Ritko's extra point conversion is good. So with 3 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the first half, Richland has taken a 14-7 lead.
You kind of just, you can't stop him, but you hope to contain him. And at times we have, and that time, 2 times now, we have not. So you kind of look at your offense to answer. And we've had some really promising drives. Last one started with a great run from Xander, and they just kind of fizzled. The Rangers really hanging around here. And a score here heading into halftime would be huge.
Well, the first touchdown run of McCracken, he had a sweep around the end and, showing off the speed, certainly. Second one, he showed off some power to get through the line and then turned on the jets. And obviously, when he's won the 100-meter dash in the districts now for 2 consecutive years. So it's almost safe to say there's no one on the field that's going to catch him if he gets a lead.
Sure. He's, a big-time college commit for a reason, and we wish him nothing but the best. Really a great kid and family, too.
Rit go with the kickoff.
Hard Tice again. He's returned them all tonight. Takes a big shot, but first guy just not bringing him down. Again, similar results on all the kickoffs so far. It's Hard Tice fighting for yards up near the 30-yard line.
First and 10 Rangers, 31-yard line.
Let's see now if the Rangers can come out with an answer. They've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Prove something here. And they have so far gone toe-to-toe, head-to-head with the Rams. Williamson and go, split out right. Out to Williams. Oh, the ball was tipped. Oh, they're going to call it.
It looked like it was tipped,
forward
but
pass,
the way Cornell went after it, it seemed like it just came out of his hands, kind of wonky, and he wanted to go cover it up. And they are calling it indeed a fumble.
That's a big loss. That's a 10, 15-yard loss.
Man.
After the first down play, the ball spotted at the 19-yard line. Second and 27 Rangers.
Wow, that's a big hole.
Yeah, this is a tough one to climb out of here. You got to get a chunk at a time. Never know. Cornell back to pass. Pushed out of the pocket to his right. Asking for his receiver to come back. Had to just chuck that one out of bounds.
Kind of the downside of this right now. I mean, obviously there's a big downside.
I think I know it.
The incomplete passes are stopping the clock. And 2 minutes, 52 seconds. If we have to give the ball back soon, it's going to give Richland offense a lot of time to score as a quick scoring offense that they have shown to be.
Yeah, it's a great point. Clock management certainly coming into play here. If you keep it on the ground, they're close to 2-minute mark when they get it back. They're going to stay aggressive. Takes a deep shot. Ball sails over the head of Chase Williamson as Cornell is again under pressure as the Rams are helping them up off the turf here at G.H. Miller Stadium.
Bring up a 4th and 27. I don't know if that plays in the playbook or not.
It's not ideal.
Back in punt formation, number 22, Chase Williamson.
Williamson back in punt formation. Let's see if the Rams bring the heat.
They do only have one guy deep. It's Austin Yarnick. But no, it's a pretty safe punt. Once again, Chase kind of popped it up. It got a really friendly bounce that picked him up an extra 10, 12 yards.
And put the ball out of bounds at the 32-yard line. I'm sorry, the 37-yard line. And with 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the first half, Richland will take over, hoping to expand their first half lead. As the score stands right now, it's 14-7 Richland.
Time not even a factor with 2 minutes, 38 seconds, and 2 timeouts left. Really not much of a consideration at this point.
Exactly. Let's all lean back and take a look at the coaches over there. You can see several of the coaches making signals. They know which one to look to.
And then the line relay, I see them doing hand signals to each other as well. This is not learned overnight. Turn around.
That was number 9 on the reception, Arnold Magura, and 21, Simon Go made the stop, but not before Richland picks up a big first down, puts the ball at the Ranger 45-yard line.
Yes, I had solid coverage. You heard me say turn around. I was watching him there, and he was in phase with his receiver. and didn't quite get the head turned around to make a play on the football. Made a nice tackle.
Oh, we have a flag there.
Some flags coming in from the side judge here, correct?
Yes. That was a completion to Austin Yarnick. And let's see if we get a kind of preliminary signal here. It looks like we have an illegal motion. Yeah. Holding. Holding.
Yes. Preliminary signals holding on Richland. That will negate a nice play.
Pass play for Melody. Yarnick gets wiped out. Richard penalty.
All right, so we'll repeat first down.
Ball will be respotted.
We've got 20 yards to go now. 2:05 to go in the first half.
And a huge penalty, too, because of the success of that play to Yarnick. They would have been fairly deep in Ranger territory. Here we go, an empty backfield.
I thought he was knocked out of bounds, but they wound the clock.
Good point. The clock is ticking here. As
Grayson Mala, the freshman quarterback, on the keeper.
Yeah, we've seen that play before. That spread everybody out and sneak them up the middle. If it pops through that first wave of defenders, it has a chance to be a big gainer. But
in that case, they only picked up one.
Rangers have sniffed that out twice now. Clock ticks down to 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Still no major sense of urgency on the part of the Rams as they reset, stand up, and get the signals because of those 2 timeouts they still have in their pocket. Taking a shot down the right sideline. That pass is complete for a touchdown to number 9, Arnold Magura. Great pass from the freshman quarterback.
I think that was about a 53-yarder. I'm not exactly sure.
Had the coverage they wanted. The single coverage out on an island with their athlete, letting them go up and make a play. We saw that the other side where it's a good time to take a shot when you find that single coverage. It's a hard thing to do. Give Richland credit for completing that pass and really taking some momentum here as we near halftime. Looking ahead, we got a minute to go, 58 seconds to be exact. 1 timeout as we receive the kickoff after this pending extra point attempt.
Moving back 5 yards. Try it again. Ritko shouldn't have any trouble reaching the uprights on this.
No, just keep your same motion there, young fella, and it should get it there. He's got a nice strong leg as well.
Yes, he does. So with 58 seconds remaining in the first half, Richland has increased their lead to 21-7 over the Rangers. That was a beautiful pass from the freshman Mala out there to Magora. In excess of 50 yards, hit him in stride.
Wow, he just kind of threw him open, didn't he? Led him perfectly, let him turn on the speed to run under it. Really, really nice ball.
Yep. The bands are getting ready to come on the field for their halftime performance. Down on the sidelines, I see ex-NFL football player Joe Jones.
The only one in Forest Hills history to play in the pros, correct?
Yes.
I believe that's what Coach Bailey was saying earlier today.
Played in the NFL for about 4 years for the Indianapolis Colts. I think he went to West Virginia. Now he's a high school football coach. He says he refers to Coach Bailey often.
I think anybody that played for him has. Ball's fielded on one hop this time. Ben Hartice again sticking it up the middle. Really nice coverage that time by the Rams kickoff team unit, pinning the Rangers deep around the 25-yard line. 51 seconds remain in the first half. Take some shots, why not? We are kicking the ball to the Rams to start the second half. And you don't want to be staring 28-7 in the face if something, if they could go down and score again. So take some shots here, see what we can do. You got Xander Richardson up the left side.
Here might be one of those times when you referred to as a possibility with Xander Richardson taking a handoff and maybe throwing a pass. With 33 seconds on a turning clock.
But like you said, as the clock turns, you kind of see the strategy won't be too aggressive right now. You can certainly understand that side of the coin as well.
I look for him to throw it.
You are correct. He's going to try. Being chased from behind. He's cut and dragged down from behind.
And that play should end the first half with a sack by.
Give him credit there. I believe that's Joe McEnany, number 14.
So with the first half in the books, Richland is ahead of the Forest Hills Rangers 21-7. Halftime show to follow.
Well, that would crack it. He's District 6 dash champion the last few years. He's fast. Give you a break. If he gets room, he's going. So you're picking in the early.
No, how can you? You can't win that one. 2 times everything.
Well, let's welcome you back in here, Ranger fans, getting ready for the second half of play. Clock ticking down to about 25 seconds left till we kick it back off here. Remember that the Rangers will be kicking to the Rams.
And a quick recap of our first half scoring. The Rangers opened the scoring at 8 minutes and 28 seconds of the first quarter with a Coy-McGo reception in the end zone from Nate Cornell. Caden Carpenter kicked the extra point. From then on, it was all Richland. 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the first quarter. McCracken on a nice run around the left side, and Noah Ritko converted. And in the second quarter, with 3:59 on the clock, McCracken had a 68-yard run right up the gut through the Forest Hills defense. Once again, Ritko converted the PAT. And finally, Jude Magura from a pass from Mahala, 52-yarder with Ritko with the PAT. Beautiful pass and run reception. And the score was 21-7 at halftime, and we're ready to kick off the second half. Caden Carpenter's kick.
Pretty short kick. Found that little dead zone down there in between the two lines of the kick return team. Ball's fielded on the hop and returned out to the 39-yard line. Pretty good starting field position.
Austin Yarnick returned that, and Richland will put the ball in play at their own 38, 39, 1st and 10.
First and 10, Richland from their 39.
Just underway here in the third quarter. Tracking in the backfield and right
Looks like we have Yarnick lined up here near side now. And they look to throw it out his way, but this pass is completed to Jameer Christian. First we've called his name getting involved in the action, but that play actually went for a loss.
Simon Go came up quickly from the left corner and diagnosed that play for a 5-yard loss in the backfield. Nice tackle, nice short tackle by Cy.
Yeah, so the way the game started with Richland looking for those quick swing passes to the slot receiver. Rangers seem to have adapted to that, but then it just seems like they're setting up something to go over the top. Nice play design here as they fake the pitch. And there's Jameer Christian that has 2 catches in a row, one for -5 and one for about 16 on that play. Nice play design with some eye candy in the beginning of that. And then a frozen rope of a throw by the freshman quarterback. Good play.
Takes the ball to midfield. 1st and 10 for the Rams. I imagine at halftime, a big topic of conversation in the Ranger locker room is we have to contain their speed. We have to be able to trying to keep, like that first play, keep them in their backfield and keep them out of the big plays, the splash plays. Oh, nice counter.
Bounce it out to left side. A great run.
As Easton Robertson, a senior, 5'6", 160-pound runner for Richland.
And the eye candy on that play was Evan McCracken looping in that deep motion back in the backfield. Here he comes again. And, of course, they have an option where they give it to him, which they choose right now as he darts and dances up the middle of the Ranger defense for a nice gain. So this whole offensive series is out of the same set. And then, of course, you have different ways you can go out of that. Evan McCracken can also serve as one heck of a decoy when he goes in motion. And a lot of eyes and bodies follow him.
They have to.
And they did again right
yes,
there. Yep. You saw Evan out in the flats, and then a flat release route run down the sideline by Arnold Magera. And, he burned us for a touchdown earlier. Looks like a big, strong kid that can really go up and high point the ball nicely.
6'3", 176-pounder, tall and lanky.
Inside handoff to McCracken. Fighting towards the end zone, down inside the 5.
On the previous play, as you said about the decoy, McCracken was out on the left flank, and he was waving for the ball, intentionally as a decoy, like, throw it to me, throw it to me, but no.
He's in for the touchdown. That's McCracken.
A nice short 4-yard run for touchdown. Well, that drive took a little less than 2 minutes, 1 minute and 58 seconds.
Now that time, if you notice on the Rams' possession there, they did go with tempo. As they always hustle up to the line, we said before it was never in an urgent way they would stop. This time they're running up to the line, and it was urgent. And sometimes that Ranger front wasn't quite ready. So they have that option to mix in the hurry up.
Sure. They lull them to sleep a little with their hesitation at the line of scrimmage, and we'll stand up and look over to the bench. And sometimes they'll just go, and as you said, they'll run it. So now, with 10 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third quarter, Richland has extended the lead to 38-7. I'm sorry, 28-7.
28-7, yeah. 28-7. Only a 2-minute drive. They really marched the ball down the field pretty authoritatively there. And Evan McCracken in the end zone. Evan McCracken. Stop me if you heard that one. But he spends more time in the end zone than I did at the buffet line today. That's a lot. There was a lot of good food at the tailgate party today.
That was the third touchdown today for McCracken. As I said, last year he set the Richland school record with 32 touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns.
We said it's hard to believe, and then you watch him play, like, oh, okay. Yeah. I can see why he gets there all the time. Special player. Early lot of time left, though. Let's put a drive together here and see what we could do.
Think about that. Some other people scored for Richland last year, but himself, Evan, scored 192 points via the touchdown line. I'm not counting extra points if he scored any.
Right. Van Hartice again. They're kicking to that left side where Hartice is stationed after all their scores and the ensuing kickoffs. And the results are similar. Brings it out with a tough run. This time only to about the 20.
22 looks like they're spotting it.
22.
Gave them some progress there. Every return for Forest Hills has seemed to go up the middle.
Yeah, it definitely does seem like that's the way that they're blocking for it to go.
All right, question is now, are we going to try to pass and get back in this quickly, which is sometimes dangerous? We're going to run the ball and try to eat some clock. Oh, there it goes.
There's
Xander
your
Richardson.
answer. There's your answer, Xander. Nice gain out the right side for about 15. And on your your question there, I think you kind of stick with a mixed game plan at this point in the game.
I agree. You don't panic.
Right.
You try to churn down the yardage and get yourself back into the game here.
There's no 21-point play. There's no 21-point drive. You got to kind of go a little up-tempo with how fast you're getting the plays in and executed, but it's certainly a mix of run and pass.
Xander again, big gain.
That one seems to be working. Almost the exact same play for the exact same gain. 15, 16 yards out that right side. Rangers might have found something over there, and now it's the Rams' turn to adjust.
2 consecutive plays for first downs. Nice yardage. Probably picked up 30 yards in those 2 plays.
Gain of 15 yards on the play. First down, Rangers. Rams 47.
This time it's Papinchak up the middle.
First down, Rangers handoff to the 30 base of Papinchak. Pushes the foul forward for 2 yards. Tackled on the play by number 53.
Second and 8 at the 45-yard line in Richland territory.
Just keeps some momentum going here. Great start to the drive, and we've seen them fizzle from time to time here in this first half.
Time was running out on the play clock again, and Forest Hills calls timeout. So with 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the score 28-7, Richland.
We see another early timeout spent to get us into the right play or out of the wrong one. Either way, it's an early one. I put an order for a coffee in to be delivered.
How'd that work out for you?
Not well.
Probably you ordered it from the wrong person. Any enlightenment who you ordered it from?
It was a 5th grader.
Okay.
Here they come now, I think.
Ah.
But they don't have any coffee. And I don't think they have my money. This didn't go as planned at all. Oh, well.
Best laid plans of announcers and teachers, right?
Hold that thought. Look, it just took 5 of them. Here it comes.
With change.
Right.
All right, back to the game.
Here we go.
Cornell.
Play action pass. Ball out to the right. And they're saying that it skipped on the turf. He did not make that catch.
Pass was incomplete, intended for Mason Papinchak. Just hit the turf before the completion, and it brings up 3rd and 8 at the 45-yard line. All right, Scott, you've got your coffee. No more complaining. Did you get your change? They can keep it.
I got my coffee. I didn't get my change. I got a blow pop. Instead, I guess you got to stir the sugar with something.
There goes Xander Richardson.
Oh, great run.
Oh, wow.
Man, he's running hard out that right side.
That's about a 20-yard gain right there. Nice drive so far for the Forest Hills Rangers in this third quarter.
And all on the ground, correct?
That's all on the ground. And basically pretty much a big dose of Xander Richardson.
Yeah, it seems to be the hot hand as far as the running back crew is considered here that they're feeding tonight.
This time Richardson goes in motion. And they give it to Papinchak. He bounces off one tackler. And he's stopped in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, tough there. Really, pretty much hit on the handoff there and didn't have a lot of room. Made the most of it.
beautiful night here in Sidman at G.H. Miller Stadium. We got a half moon up there and a great crowd, enthusiasm, and a big celebration of Donald Bailey's rededication of the field house in his honor. And a good football game.
Yep, great atmosphere.
Cornell.
Now he takes to the air.
Yep. Hits number 3 for the Rangers. That's Coy Mago. Coy Mago has scored the Ranger touchdown. Another really good athlete. Sophomore, all-around athlete. He's a tremendous basketball player and obviously a very, very good football player.
Actually won the return of May Madness this year. Coy Mago, esteemed legendary basketball tournament.
It was down.
This play has been blown dead, yes. You pick it up and run with it, see what happens.
What's May Madness?
Well,
this year it was
June? June Jamboree or something? I don't know. It's, the people that have come back to run it aren't really dealing with a full deck, but they're trying. They made some adjustments, and it's back. But it's a 2-on-2 basketball tournament. It used to be 3-on-3 back when it was run properly. I digress.
Okay,
28-7. Rangers on the move.
First and 10 for the black and or green and gold. Cornell's going to run.
Chased out of bounds by number 6, Evan McCracken, and Cornell saw the lane open up on the right there and took what he could.
Nice 5-yard gain.
Yeah.
Pushed out of bounds by Richland's number 6, Evan McCracken. They gained 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5, Rangers. From the Richland 10-yard line.
Twins split out wide to the left. Man-to-man on the right with the receiver. Sticks it in the belly of the up back, and he fights ahead for a few yards. The pile's still moving toward the end zone.
And once again is Xander Richardson who moved the pile. He takes it close to first down yardage. Brings up about a 3rd and 1. Maybe 2. Rangers are knocking on the door out there. Deep in Ram territory, about the 7-yard line. This is a huge opportunity. The Rangers have to capitalize on this one.
Absolutely.
Cash this and in.
Yep. Any hope of making some sort of comeback here? This is imperative. That play goes to number 2. That's Brody Cooster. I believe first time we called his name tonight as a ball carrier. I've seen him playing in secondary on some defense.
A loss of maybe a yard now. 4th down.
Brody just a sophomore as well. He's going to get more and more action. Nice athlete.
Richardson back into the game. Cornell brings the play in from Coach Myers. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, you hate to burn another timeout right here, but you got to be in the right play. We're 4th and 3. Get the snap off in time. Quick inside slant. Intended receiver was Chase Williamson, number 22. And a turnover on downs as the ball goes back into the hands of the Richland Rams.
Chase is sort of pleading his case that he was his arms were grabbed a little before the ball got to him.
I agree.
I may have a little bit of a justifiable argument there, but no flag.
We're a good 100 yards away, so
what
do we know? But a quick inside slant. It did look like the Chase had a step on the defensive back for the Rams, and ball looked to be fairly accurate. I don't know exactly what happened on the pass breakup.
Well,
unfortunate finish to the drive.
Yeah, bottom line, Richland puts the ball down on the turf, and they fall on it at the 5-yard line. It's a loss of about 3, 2nd down and 13. It's one of the few unforced mistakes we've seen Richland make tonight.
It really is, whether you're talking penalties or turnovers. I mean, that's twice that they put the ball on the turf, but were able to fall on it both times. You see a frustrated Jaden Trentini being helped off the field by Coach Brezovic and trainer Jamie Long.
Yeah, he's favoring his leg on that for sure.
Yeah. And, earlier I did see our trainer stretching him out, and it looked like cramping on the sideline that she was working on. So I'm hoping it's still just that, not, say that just cramps hurt really bad, but
that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Way's bending that toe back.
All right, 2nd down, 13 to go. Uh-oh.
Watch out, here comes Evan. Boy, nice tackle from behind. Looked like number 44 for the Rangers in on that stop.
Yep. That was Corey Marsalko.
Yeah. Nice tackle, Corey. Playing some middle linebacker, also some guard on offense for us tonight. 3rd and 7. Let's get off the field here. Defense, get the ball back quickly. Rams taking their time. And Rams keep it on the ground there, content to try their luck. Fourth down and 7 now as a result of that stop. And it looks like the Rams will go back to punt. So the Rangers should start with some very favorable field position here. They have 2 men deep. It's Brady Mays and Ben Hartice, I believe. No, excuse me. It's Cy McGo along with Brady Mays. Punter handles a snap, gets off a low liner. Going to be fielded in the air by Brady Mays. Caught on the run. Advances the ball into Ram territory to their 39-yard line. So not much time elapsed since we failed to convert on 4th down and got the ball back.
And we're in good field position with 39-yard line and 1 minute and 8 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
A really nice stop there by our defense.
Right.
Here's the winning number on the green ticket. Green ticket 612-929.
No, we're good. Paul usually comes down that way.
Cornell's pass. Xander Richardson, hard runner.
It's just a strong lower half, isn't it?
Yes.
Turn and just kept the legs pumping, fighting for an extra yard or 2, whatever it is. Really strong kid.
Brings up a 2nd and 4, 6-yard gain. They just announced the 50-50. Someone's going to have $1,050 to take home with them tonight.
It's a sizable 50-50 for a Ranger game. Nice job. Cornell back to pass. Number 1 on the coverage from Richland. That's Jude McGarrah. We talked about his brother Arnold McGarrah a lot. Jude put the 2 hands up in the air after that. Usually means I didn't do it, but also, I did it.
Yeah. And the official agreed, but Coach Myers doesn't.
Yeah, it happens. 3rd and 4, ball to 33. Obviously going to be 2-down territory for the Rangers if they don't convert here. And we got a false start up front.
Now it's going to be 3rd and 9.
One of those unforced errors we talk about that are significant.
Truly, it's been a relatively penalty-free game. We've had a few from each side, but
yeah, it has. 2 well-coached, disciplined football teams, for sure. Cornell rolls out to his right, looking for a receiver downfield, throws back against his body to number 28, Ben Hartice, who does have enough for the Ranger first down inside the 25-yard line.
Cornell showed off some speed to get away from the rushers as he rolled to his right, getting near the sideline, looked back, threw across his body, and found Hartice open. Nice catch by Hartice, and he powered his way for the first down.
Really good improvisation there from Cornell. It's, trying to make something out of nothing as the clock ticks away into the fourth quarter. So here we are at a 28-7 game. Only touchdown coming in this quarter from the Richland Rams. And who else? Evan McCracken. We're going to flip ends of the field as the Rangers probably dominated that quarter as far as yards.
And time of possession.
Time of possession. But just need to capitalize here.
Yes. All right, as we begin the final quarter, Richland is ahead 28-7, but the Rangers are near the red zone, 1st and 10. Cornell rolls left and throws right to Xander Richardson. He's at the 10, the 5, and he's in the end zone. What a play. There was second and third effort by Xander Richardson on that one. Play was well designed. It was a fake to the left and a throw out to the right to Xander. He got the ball and broke 3 tackles on the way to the end zone.
Give this Ranger crowd something to cheer about. First play of the first quarter, we'll get back within a 2-score game. And you took the words out of my mouth with the play design there. Get everybody looking one way and throw back the other way where the screen was set up. Well-designed play by the Forest Hills Rangers.
And I made it seem like he did that on his own, but he didn't. He had some nice blocking downfield, too. Caden Carpenter with the extra point attempt. And it is perfect.
Down the middle.
With 11 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Took 9 seconds to get that play in. And Forest Hills has closed the lead to 28-14, favor of the Richland Rams.
One play at a time, turns into one stop at a time. Maybe force a turnover. They are by no means out of this one with that quick score.
Kicking off for Rangers, number 88, Caden Carpenter.
I see some of your Pee Wee football players are honorary water boys this evening.
Yeah, I noticed that. I think a couple of them might have coerced Coach Myers in school today to letting them participate, which was very nice of them to let them down on the field.
Onside kick attempt.
Rangers go, a little. It's not a surprise onsides. They were lined up like it was a possibility. Now, the Richland Rams did have 2 guys deep. Should we kick it deep? But they certainly had a little bit of a hands team up there as well to guard against that.
So Richland recovered the ball at the 48-yard line in Richland territory. It was a gamble, but I think Coach Myers figures, what do we have to lose here? We're down 2 scores. We need to get the ball back. And he gambled and threw the dice, and this time it came up short.
Yep, that ball just didn't get that big hop you want on an onside kick.
Yeah, tough to do.
I would look for the Rams to stay aggressive here. I think they stayed on the ground last possession, but then the Rangers were able to answer with that score. I don't think you want to go into a shell and get conservative. I mean, run your stuff, but I think you'll see the full arsenal. That time a fake from quarterback Grayson.
And we have a flag on the play. Waiting for a preliminary signal from the officials. The flag was thrown by the line judge. And the discussion is ensuing right at the previous line of scrimmage.
So
false start.
Okay, I was going to say illegal motion or false start. We'll take it.
That shouldn't have happened. A false start should have been a whistle before the play, and blow it dead.
Blown dead.
Yeah,
you're right.
Now, unless you have a shift or illegal motion instead of a false start. At any rate, it's 1st and 15.
Yes. Here's the shotgun snap. Well-designed play out to Yarnick, but a great closing tackle that time by the Rangers cornerback, Ben Hartice. Sniffed that play out from the beginning, and just great closing speed and a short tackle.
And a loss of 2 yards. I think we've got like a 2nd down and 16 or 17 to go.
Rams are in reverse.
Uh-oh. He's got space.
Yeah, he does. There goes Yarnick this time, and all that reverse is now full throttle ahead.
Austin Yarnick with a 53-yard touchdown on a nice pass.
Great counter punch there by Richland after Forest Hills scores, and just the way this game is going might be the dagger.
Point after try for Richland, number 7, Noah Ritko.
Ritko tacks on the extra point right down the middle.
So, with 10 minutes and 52 seconds to go, 35-14 Richland.
Man, looked promising for our defense there after the penalty and then a nice stop. But man, this is just such a quick strike offense by Richland. Multiple guys that can hurt you. The two that have stood out tonight and do consistently, of course, Evan McCracken and Mr. Yarnick.
And quarterback Grayson Mala has done a tremendous job. Remember,
really has.
This kid's a freshman.
Yeah.
True freshman who is guiding this complicated offense Richland throws out there. I mean, it's just not a regular old simple offense.
Right.
He's running it like he's been doing it his whole life, and probably he's been doing it for the last 5 years from
in a
5th grade up.
Watered down form of it, but yeah. He's going to be good here for a long time, and just like you said, the mental part of what he's processed this year, from pre-snap to post-snap, has been really remarkable.
Brady Mays on this one. He's going to try to bounce to the outside. Brady has some speed. It brings it out to the 24-yard line.
Fairly nice job by the Ranger offensive line tonight too. You always want to give credit to those big boys up front that don't always get their name called, but more times than not they've given Cornell time to do what he needs to do back there, and that time he takes a shot down the field to Chase Williamson. Double covered, ball overthrown.
Second and 10 for Forest Hills. 10 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the game. Richland's opened up a 35-14 lead.
I do want to mention Zach Spisak and Jaden Trentini, and Lucas Deloach, and Jacob Yatsky, Caden Christ. These guys getting it done up front for the Rangers in a tough battle in the trenches. Got to give them a shout out.
It might volleyball might be Thursday. I know I was off Thursday. Yeah, I know the rest out. I know this week was empty. I thought Thursday I was off, but maybe I'm not.
They like squeeze out the interviews. He was
Cornell says Xander in motion. Ball going down the middle towards Williamson. That one seemed to be off target and rather fortunate it wasn't picked off.
Austin Yarnick was the defender on that, who got two hands of two fingertips on the ball, could not quite bring it in. You know, this year with the realigned Laurel Highlands Conference, we have there's 10 games on the schedule, but the 10th one will be a crossover game with the corresponding record play, the placeholder in the other section.
Right.
And they'll cross over and play that as a 10th game. So you don't really know who you're going to play 10th game right now. But Forest Hills is sitting at 2-2, and Richland at 4-0. See how it pans out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's a neat way to finish up. Oh, this is trouble. The ball's going to roll
that's a
out of the
safety.
back of the end zone for a safety. We do have a late flag coming in here on the play. So we had a bad snap that rolled the entire way through the back of the end zone, resulting in a 2-point safety for the Richland Rams.
Chase Williamson ran for it, tried to get it, was trying to do something with it, but by the time he got there, it was crossing the end line. It would be a safety unless this penalty negates the play.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to.
If we had a false start or any kind of penalty on Forest Hills, of course, they'll decline that, and we'll have a free kick from the 20-yard line. But let's see. The officials are taking their time discussing this. I think the referee is trying to signal over to Richland's bench, asking them what they want to do. It might be a better thing to go over and explain the situation. Let's see.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we get the call. No, we don't.
No, now he's going to talk to the Ranger bench.
The referee is talking to Coach Myers about this. So they're saying that there are options for Forest Hills. Let's see. Finally,
I
we'll
haven't
get the call.
seen any signals yet.
All right, now let's analyze this. What we got from the referee here is that we have a safety. After the play was over, the dead ball situation, they had a personal foul on Forest Hills. The succeeding spot would have been the 20-yard line. So now Forest Hills will be forced to free kick from half the distance to the goal on that penalty, which would be the 10-yard line. Now, by a free kick, they have two options. They could do it as a punt or as a place kick like you do in a normal kickoff. They could punt it if they want or not. So they're going to elect to Caden Carpenter teeing it up at the 10-yard line. So at 9 minutes and 37 seconds, we end up with a safety for Richland. 9 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the game.
And Richland's going to get really favorable field position after this kickoff from the 10. Really nice kick, though, as it gets all the way to the 40-yard line. McGarrah fields it, cuts it upfield, and gets it back across the midfield stripe where the Rams will take over the ball again with that 37-14 lead.
9:30. They said 8. I said no.
First and 10, Richland. Ranger 49.
Then BC and
Okay. It's quite a long discussion on after that safety about what was going to happen. And we're ready to put the ball back in play and get the game rolling again with Rams in possession of the Forest Hills 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
And the Rams scoring the last 9 points rather quickly. We talked about them, still using the whole playbook, so to speak. At this point, I think you kind of start to keep it on the ground to keep the clock ticking. That's what the Rangers thought there, too, is number 44, Corey Marsalco, makes a nice tackle in the backfield.
Corey Marsalco is one of the leading tacklers in the area coming into this week's game. In the game for Forest Hills is number 77. That's Caleb Myers. Caleb also a sophomore.
Well, that pass, I think, was backwards.
Well, they're going to call it incomplete.
That's odd because it was backwards.
I tend to agree with you on that. But
yeah. We have a pretty good line of sight right where that ball went from our spots up here in the press box. Maybe a tough angle for the official to see that. Ranger coaches seem to think it was backwards. Again, because it was backwards.
Hey, no comment.
That's what it is.
All right, 3rd and about 12 for Richland. Mala looking downfield to guess who?
Austin Yarnick, have yourself a night.
Wow. Wow. A 51-yard touchdown pass from Grayson Mala to Austin Yarnick. Tack that on to their previous one, also over 50 yards, and right there on 2 plays they have over 100 yards receiving. 8 minutes and 38 seconds. Ritko with the PAT attempt. High snap. And the kick is good. Takes the score up to 44-14.
Just like that, a 30-point deficit. I mean, we were down 14 a hiccup ago, weren't we?
At one point, the score was 7-0 favor of the Rangers. Since then, it's been pretty much a steady diet of Richland and their speed, their adeptness at making the big play. Think about some of the last 2 touchdown passes were over 50 yards. McCracken had a 68-yard touchdown run and another 30-yard touchdown. So they've had big plays. They have shown their speed and really have put a damper on this special crowd here tonight.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's been McCracken and Yarnick, and you have to pay attention to McCracken. So what that does is kind of put your corners on an island against their athletes, and it's been Magera as well for Richland.
Yes.
So you got to cover those 2 guys pretty much man up, which is a tall task for anyone, but it's kind of is a domino effect of paying attention to McCracken and everything that's going on in the backfield. Just a really tough offense to guard.
Keep in mind the great job that freshman quarterback for Richland, Grayson Mala, has done. I mean, he has been on the money with his passes.
Bart Tice returning yet another kickoff up near the 30-yard line.
Rangers, those 28, Ben Hartice handles the kickoff around the 10-yard line. Spins the ball out to the 29. Ladies are returning. First and 10 Rangers, putting on your line.
Richland has called timeout. The lead right now is 30 points, and the PIAA rule for the running clock is 35-point deficit, so we're still in a regular timing situation here in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes and 32 seconds to go. 44-14, favor of the Richland Rams.
To take a minute to thank the people that make this possible for us to record this game and bring it to you on our Ranger channel. Was it 182, I believe?
Yes.
Depends where you're watching, I guess. And, of course, can view it on YouTube. So a lot of work behind the scenes from Kim Hostetler and Jay Elias tonight running the cameras and the audio. And
I'd also like to thank the Forest Hills administration, starting with Dr. Lehman, and on down as we have this beautiful facility to broadcast from. And we have some different jerseys in there for Forest Hills right now.
Yeah, some guys getting some extra or some snaps and looks for the first time. And I'm sure that's happening on the Ram sideline as well. We're just not as familiar with their roster here, but coaches are both shuffling some guys in and out.
Josh Myers is in at quarterback for Forest Hills right now. Cam Vitez splits out here to the right.
There's Brody Kuster in motion, gets the jet sweep action. He's hit hard over the 37-yard line and jumps back up.
On second down, Rangers hand the ball.
And we're going to have a 3rd and 2. And we have a lot of, well, I was going to say clean jerseys, but on this beautiful turf here at G.H. Miller Stadium, the kids generally stay pretty clean.
Yeah, it's clean except for the little black rubber pieces that are everywhere. They stay in your shower and everywhere for a long time. Hand off to Kuster. Good fight, tough run.
Enough yardage for Forest Hills first down. We've got 6 minutes and 50 seconds on a turning clock here as Forest Hills comes out 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Josh Myers on a pass out.
Quick pass out to Gus Warfel. It is number 6. And it looked like he was going to be brought down early. Next thing you know, he's moving the chains for a first down. Nice job.
Nice 11-yard gain. Just inside Richland territory. 1st and 10, Forest Hills.
Heavy dose of Brody Kuster now as he plows into that front for another positive gain of 3.
Yeah, you can't say enough good things about this Richland team either. They are heading into week 6 with an undefeated 5-0 record and look like the juggernaut of this section of the Laurel Highlands. It'll be interesting to see how far they can go with their young quarterback leading the way. And
they graduated a really good quarterback last year. as the Rams get a big sack there, pinning the Rangers deep on Josh Myers. But they didn't seem like they had to rebuild at all. They just reloaded, and they are, like you say, poised to make some noise, whether it's in the conference or in the playoffs.
And Justin Myers has done a very nice job at Forest Hills also. He has been building this team gradually. Past couple of years, they've improved, and you can see the improvement all the time. Right now, they've had a very heavy beginning part of their schedule with their 2 losses, and obviously this Richland team is quite formidable.
Absolutely, they're 5-0 for a reason, and there is no lack of effort from Coach Myers and this staff as I see them in the off season and their workout program and continuing to build and grow.
Forest Hills is substituting pretty freely right now, as they should be, with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game.
It's apropos to bring up a line that Coach Bailey always would say, and it's nothing seems to be truer. You never play as well as you think you do. You never play as poorly as you think you do. Sometimes there's a lot more to a story than just what the final score says on the board. And, it really holds true. Sometimes you're really high after a win and you go back and look at the tape and you see a lot of mistakes. And conversely, after a loss like this, you'll look for the positives on tape, which there certainly were some. But it's just a great way to keep your team balanced and level.
You often told me about that saying, Mr. Bailey. Nothing is ever as good as you think it is or as bad. Mm-hmm. So you keep yourself focused and level.
Yep.
Richland takes over now at about the 24-yard line of their own 24-yard line. 3 minutes and 53 seconds to go, and Richland ahead 44-14. A very dominating performance by the Richland Rams.
High snap. He's able to corral it, though, and a host of Rangers bring down the new quarterback inside the 20.
First down, quarterback Dominic Shank. Calls down number.
Dominic Shank, the new quarterback there for Richland.
We lost one on the play. Second and 11, Richland, their 23.
Tackle there by Ranger number 33. That's Eddie Raptosh coming from the middle linebacker position.
Just over the 25-yard line, 26, let's call it. Third down and about 8.
As we tick down under 3 minutes to go.
Whoa, are we going to call that a fumble? No, he was down.
Okay, number 18, Ethan Choi on the catch for Richland. Spun down, and it'll bring up a 4th down and about 6.
About 6. Let's see if Richland punts or going to go for it. I wouldn't doubt if they just keep the ball and
run another 20 seconds off the clock.
The clock is down to the 2-minute mark.
They might call a timeout here as the play clock winds down. Might burn one and then punt.
And they do. They call timeout just as the play clock was expiring.
Yeah, they might punt. They might not, like you said. Longtime Coach Brezovic huddling up the boys now.
I know the score is quite lopsided, 44-14, minute 49 to go in the game. But all in all, it was a great night here in Sidman. for the whole Forest Hills community, and the visiting school, Richland, could not have been more gracious in their pregame celebration, basically, for Coach Don Bailey. They participated. They, were very sportsmanlike, and even though it is a great rivalry, they were just class from the word go.
Yeah, that's a great point. I am glad you brought that up. They, everyone's creatures of habit, especially when it comes to sports and pregame preparation. And there was more than one wrench thrown into the way a team prepares to come out near the 50-yard line and honor them. I mean, they're doing it for their head coach as well. Brandon Bailey, so instrumental in organizing this night for his father. I know a lot of the work that he put in behind the scenes to make this happen. And, obviously it could have happened any time, but to do it on a night when Richland plays Forest Hills so that Brandon could be here for his dad. Well done by the Richland program all around.
Nice punt by Richland's JV team. And, I happened to be lucky enough to be a witness to the pregame dedication ceremony, and Coach Brandon Bailey was one of the speakers at the dedication. Did a wonderful job honoring not only his father but his father coach, and it was emotional. It was well done, and the whole program itself, organized by District Superintendent Dave Lehman, Dr. Lehman, and everything just went very smoothly. Beautiful program.
Yep, really was. Very deserving.
And back to the game, we have a run here by...
That's Brody Kuster
again. Yeah, picks up a yard.
Still working him in at this running back position. Like we said before, only a sophomore. He's going to see some action as he continues. Nice, tough athlete. Number
2nd and 9.
Eddie Geisel just coming out of the game. I see number 12. Sorry, let's see. Yeah, we got a little number discrepancy there. I apologize.
Forest Hills calls timeout with 1 minute and 1 second to go. They were a little bit messed up on their situation, what kind of play they were going to run, and rather than take a penalty, we'll call timeout with the JV in there and want to get some action, get some playing time.
I love that. Get these kids. You can't replace or duplicate real game reps against another team under bright lights. And oftentimes I'll hear, just even coaching basketball, why did you call a timeout up by 22 with 30 seconds to go? It's just, well, these kids didn't see the floor very much. In this case, these kids didn't see the field very much, and I want to see them execute a play. It's not about game strategy. It's about your kids and improving and growing. You can't take for granted any second of game opportunity. We're going to chuck one deep here.
And we're going to get a flag on that play.
Eddie Geisel had two hands on it, and a Richland defender came in, made a nice play. Let's see who threw that for us. I guess it was Josh Myers in there, quarterback.
Looking at officiating and how it's changed over the years, now the officials are mic'd together. They hear each other. In the past, the back judge would have to come up and discuss with the referee what the call was. Now he just talks into his mic and referee hears it. And
that has to make that job so much easier.
As long as the equipment's working, you're right.
Yeah, well, that's technology, right? It's nice when it's working.
And we have a pass interference penalty for 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
Automatic first down. There goes number 33. That's Eddie Raptosh. Had to make a tackle earlier. Now he gets the ball. Nice run up the left side.
Picks up a nice 8 yards. 39 seconds to go. 2nd and 2.
Myers slings one out to Geisel. Makes a nice hand catch, putting two hands on the ball, tucking it in, taking it down inside the 25 as we get down to 13 seconds. Moves the chains for a first down, and we will take that.
As the clock starts again.
Okay, yes. They stopped it for the first down. I'm sorry, I thought it was a timeout. That will put an end to this one. Final score from Sidman is 44-14, favor of the Richland Rams. A solid football team that's going to make some noise this season. And before I let you sign us off, thanks again to all those that we mentioned already. Honor to be a part in some small way of Coach Bailey's night here. And looking forward to watching Coach Myers' team this year move forward and continue to grow. And as always, there are worse ways to spend my night than talking football with my dad.
And a great night here in Sidman. Thanks a lot for your time and the people who made this all possible, especially Jay Elias and Kim Hosteller as they work behind the scenes with us. Scott, it's a pleasure as always doing this with you. Thanks a lot, folks. Have a good night.